Placing, but some residents, they aren't on board.
Plus, two are arrested in Beaumont after police surrounded a downtown building Monday. They attempted theft and the developer who owns the building.
And an update on the firefighters who were ambushed and shot in Idaho. What officials are revealing about the suspect and their search for a motive. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with us on 12 News Plus.
Yeah, I'm Mark Armstrong, and it's 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from your Roofing 911 live Skycam network. Jeff standing by in there to tell us all about how it's looking out there today.
And looking pretty hazy out there. You can see kind of a little dirty looking sky. That's because of that Saharan dust that we've been watching move across the Atlantic and coming into parts of the Gulf Coast, and including right here in Southeast Texas. So kind of a milky, kind of dirty looking sky out there from the Horseman's Western Store camera as the sun's climbing into the horizon there on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. So we're going to kind of see these conditions throughout the day with some of that dust out there. Starting off this morning into the lower 70s, not bad as you walk out the door. 73 right now in Kirbyville, as well as here in Beaumont, 72 in Jasper. Woodville, Silsbee's at 74, we're at 75 in Port Arthur, and then Orange has been stuck there into the lower 80s all morning long. Satellite and radar shows quite a bit of activity out in West Texas, Hill Country, over towards parts of the Texas Panhandle, down into places like looks like Pecos and things like that. We're looking at some scattered showers here and there, some heavier showers coming up through the Hill Country just to the south of San Antonio for this morning. Wichita Falls seeing some rain. Very quiet here in Southeast Texas as high pressures build down into our area. This cold front, it's on the map, but it's really not much of a front. It's more of a really kind of a wind shift line, if anything. It's going to be staying stationary, maybe moving northward as we go through the next day or two. We're not going to be coming down into Southeast Texas anytime soon. As we look at our day planner, looking at temperatures into the lower 80s by 9 a.m. We'll slowly work our way close to 90 at lunchtime and then get up into the lower 90s for this afternoon, about 92, 93, with partly cloudy skies and southwesterly winds anywhere between, say, 3 and 8 miles per hour. So looking just hot and humid out there for today. Also, as we head towards the holiday, it looks like it's going to be hot and humid. We're looking at fireworks around 9 o'clock on Friday night. Temperatures in the lower 80s, mostly clear. Small chance for an isolated shower, but generally it looks like a pretty good evening, just very warm with a light south wind on Friday night. We'll have more on your 7-day forecast coming up in weather in just a little bit.
And we're hearing from residents of Groves who gathered to voice their concerns about the approval of luxury apartments in their neighborhood. They're going to replace the old Renaissance Hospital off of Highway 73, which has been abandoned for years.
Many residents living near the development are upset they didn't get more of a heads up. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is in studio with the latest. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning to you, Mark. The city of Groves approved the apartments at public council meeting a few weeks ago. The mayor saying the abandoned hospital was neglected and dangerous. The property sits on the corner of 39th and West Parkway. Some neighbors met near the site yesterday to voice their concerns. They say the city didn't let them know the apartments were being built, and for some, they say that won't make them feel safe living near the apartments. But other Groves residents are excited for the current eyesore to be removed. We spoke with both sides on the issue.
Everybody's in support of the money that could be coming into Groves. That's fine. But there's an element of safety.
I live on Franklin. I think it's a good for the community, good for the tax dollars here, and good for everybody. More people for places to live.
Groves Mayor Chris Bourne attended the neighborhood gathering this week. He said the city stands to profit from the new apartments and revenue could pay for much needed infrastructure improvements in the city of Groves. The mayor also says the city is updating its website to address the complaints over a lack of communication. It will allow residents to sign up for notifications on important changes in the city like this. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thank you so much, Derek. We're hearing from Beaumont Police about why officers surrounded a historic building downtown yesterday. They say 2 people were arrested for stealing metal from the Goodhue building on Pearl Street. A watch officer searched several floors. The 12-story building is owned by developer Tom Flanagan and is one of several downtown structures the city recently designated as unsafe. It's just a block from the Gilbert building, which burned last summer.
Evading arrest charges, they are now pending against a Beaumont teen after police say that he led officers on a chase Saturday night. Officers, they tried to stop him for street racing on Concord Road, but they say that he kept on driving. The teen, he eventually crashed along the BNSF railway train tracks. Police say that the car landed on top of a signal box, creating an electrical hazard. That teen was pulled from the vehicle and taken to a hospital. The city says that crossing is now going to have to be closed for about a week, starting today for repairs. It's set to reopen next Monday. And across the nation now, there's new information this morning about the firefighters who were ambushed while responding to a wildfire in northern Idaho.
The suspect has now been identified, with motive remains a mystery. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, new images of the suspect accused of luring firefighters into a deadly ambush in Idaho. Family members say 20-year-old Wes Rowley dreamed of one day becoming a firefighter himself, but police saying he deliberately started this wildfire in Canfield Mountain Sunday, then opened fire on first responders as they approached the scene.
I'm pinned down behind Battalion 1's rig. It's clear to me that this fire was set intentionally to draw us in.
2 battalion chiefs were killed. 52-year-old John Morrison, a 28-year veteran of the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department, and 42-year-old Frank Harwood, a 17-year veteran of the County Fire and Rescue. Engineer Dave Tisdale was badly wounded. Police say the suspect interacted with firefighters before the shooting after they asked him to move his vehicle.
It had something to do with his vehicle being parked where it was.
Police say the suspect appeared to be living out of his car. His grandfather says he's heartbroken.
Nobody wants to think that their son or grandson is going to go do this.
Also quoted saying his grandson had actually really respected law enforcement, had been in contact to get a job with a fire department, and wanted to be part of a team that he sort of idolized. Authorities now revealing they exchanged gunfire with the suspect as they were trying to retrieve the bodies of the fallen firefighters and pushed his vehicle off a cliff.
The SWAT teams were taking fire from the suspect, and they were so concerned that the suspect would wheel around and try to take one of those vehicles that they actually pushed his vehicle off a cliff and then took out the wheels of the firefighters' vehicles.
6 hours later, authorities removing the suspect's body. They say he had taken his own life. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Police say the suspect had no criminal history. They're poring over his social media, searching for a motive.
Happening today, no more paper license plates in Texas. Anyone who buys a car is now going to get a metal plate. Governor Abbott signed House Bill 718 into law in 2023. That change was meant to start earlier this year, but that deadline was changed to today. The move is part of a broader push to improve safety and track vehicles more accurately.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
All right, sports fans, lots of Little League baseball action happening this week.
Yeah, but first we begin with the Beaumont Renegades. The 2025 National Arena League champions took the league by storm in their first year. The Force from the 409 finished the regular season 8-1 and tamed the Columbus Lions 56-45 in the first round of the playoffs before searing the Omaha Beef 37-29 in the championship game to win the league title. 409 Sports Director Brandon Roddy asked first-year Renegade head coach and general manager Corey Mayfield what stood out to him most about this team.
It's just the resiliency of the team, really. I mean, we had one point, it was like 6 weeks, we had, bye weeks in a row, starting this NAL season out, and the league was under construction, so we had a couple teams drop out. Each and every week we work with these guys. They kept getting better. We have a really hard work, mentality. And each and every day they came to work, and it made the kind of job, this kind of job easy.
Our sports director also asked Coach Mayfield his thoughts on the city of Beaumont honoring the Renegades today at City Hall. He said the team and the organization have earned it.
It's just a recognition this organization deserves. We have wonderful ownership with Rodney Robichaud and Sam Gordon and Dietrich Wise. We weathered the storm. We always show up to play. And what I really love about this organization and this team is that, we believe in each other. And it's not just winning a football game. Like, we believe we can be better men. And I think that's made us a better football team.
The proclamation is set to begin today at 1:30 at City Hall. Some players, coaches, and team owners are expected to be in attendance, and they're encouraging the fans to come show their support.
And as for that Little League baseball action, there's going to be events taking place through the holiday weekend as the Texas East Section 2 Major Baseball Tournament for the 12-year-olds and under is going to begin. Now, West End will be facing off against Channelville on Field A at 7 o'clock. At Nederland, they're going to be taking on Orwell on Field B. Now, the winners are going to face each other in the winners brackets on Wednesday. The losers from games 1 and 2, they're going to face each other in the elimination bracket on Wednesday as well. The championship game is set for the 4th of July. All games are out at West End Little League Field. Good luck to all of our local teams there. But one team they are not going to be working on the 4th of July because over in Orange, their 14 and under Little League team had defeated Tomball 16-1 over the weekend to win the Junior Texas East Section 2 sectional tournament. They're now going to be heading out to Richmond to participate in the state tournament on July 5th. Good luck to all of our area teams still playing in tournaments. All right, still ahead on Daybreak. Are you trying to stay properly hydrated as the heat rises across Southeast Texas? Well, we've got tips from a dietitian. Plus, can caffeine help fight the signs of aging? We'll stick around for your trending news.
And that wet pattern we've been seeing for so long is now turned into a hot, dry one. We'll talk more about a dry forecast as we head towards the 4th of July coming up in weather in just a little while.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Are you looking for qualified employees? You'll find them at the 12 News Job Fair, Thursday, July 24th at the MCM Elegante from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Collect applications, do initial job screenings, or hold complete interviews. The 12 News Job Fair is attended by hundreds of applicants ready to work. Call 409-833-7512 to find out how you can be a part of the 12 News Job Fair, July 24th at the MCM Elegante. Reserve your booth today. As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Temperatures are starting to heat up around Southeast Texas, so how can you stay hydrated? Well, meteorologist Cheetah Craft with our sister station in Houston shares tips from a dietitian.
The first question is the most basic. How much fluid do we actually need each day? Brittany says it starts with a simple formula.
Kind of our best rule of thumb is for every pound that you are, you want to have half your weight in ounces of hydrating fluids a day. Now, hydrating fluids a day are going to be anything that's non-caffeinated and non-alcoholic.
That means if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be aiming for at least 75 ounces of water. But when you're sweating, do you need to upgrade from plain water to one of these popular sports drinks?
So if you're going to the gym, as long as you are having a workout that's under an hour and you're sweating but not a ton, you can rehydrate with water, and then you'll get the rest of the electrolytes that you need through your diet.
Brittany says for most workouts, you can replenish lost minerals like potassium and sodium with food. So when do the extra ingredients in these drinks like sugar actually help?
If you're doing longer than an hour and a half, or even longer, that's when you need more fuel. And carbohydrates are your body's most immediate source of fuel. So that's where you're going to want to incorporate a drink with some carbohydrates.
And that 1 hour rule is even more critical in our climate.
If you are not an athlete, but you're running outside for an hour in the Houston summer heat, that's when you would want to turn to an electrolyte drink.
But a tough workout isn't the only time our body sends signals. So how can you tell if you're falling behind on fluids? It's not just about feeling thirsty.
A lot of people mistake thirst for hunger, and so they'll eat something instead of hydrating. And then the other thing is that mid-afternoon slump that you feel in the afternoon.
Yes.
A lot of people then turn to an extra coffee or a caffeinated beverage. But often that mid-afternoon slump means, again, that you're dehydrated.
The expert advice, sip on water consistently throughout the day. It's the best and easiest way to win the battle against dehydration in the Houston heat.
And we preach it all the time. Stay hydrated out there if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time, working or playing or just being out in this heat. Take some breaks, get yourself a little bit of rest from time to time. And you heard them, just sip on some water. Keep yourself healthy out there in this heat. As we look out towards the Lake Charles area, you can see the haze in the sky. Man, it looks really super hazy out there over towards Lake Charles on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. That's because of that Saharan dust. It keeps that sky looking a little milky like that, or however you want to say it, hazy, milky. But we're going to see that throughout the day. Temperatures right now into the 70s, 73 in Beaumont, 73 in Kirbyville, about 72 right now as you head up into the Jasper area. Woodville and Silsbee at 74, Orange at 82, and then Port Arthur currently showing 75. A lot of rain on radar, but not in East Texas. It's all out towards the Hill Country, West Texas, even northern Texas, seeing some scattered showers. Not necessarily Dallas, but just to the west of there, they're seeing some scattered showers up towards Wichita Falls. A little bit of a cold front here, creating some wet weather out towards parts of West Texas, and this moisture coming in off the Gulf, heading in towards Brownsville, up towards San Antonio, the Hill Country, getting some rain out there for this morning. Much needed rain. They need rain out in parts of West Texas. So our futurecast not showing a whole lot, going up through the 80s this morning. We'll get near 90 at lunchtime, and then we climb from there. We're expecting to see temperatures up there into the say lower to middle 90s. Now, can't rule out maybe an isolated shower, but the coverage is going to be very low, less than 10% for today. If we see anything, chances are most of us won't see anything. Temperatures back into the 80s this evening, and then we're expecting lows into the 70s as we head towards, it looks like, tomorrow morning. Out in the tropics, we have this one area of that the Hurricane Center is watching right now. Nothing really out there. They're expecting over the next 7 days. There's about a 20% chance there may be some development here. Will not be affecting southeast Texas. But if you have travel plans over towards the southeast, maybe towards the weekend, something you want to keep an eye on. Partly cloudy skies for today. Southwesterly winds at 3 to 8. Temperatures anywhere from lower to middle 90s. And then for tonight, middle to lower 70s, as we'll have partly cloudy skies continuing. That hazy looking sky is going to be around for a few days. Heading in towards the holiday on Friday, high of 94. And then after that, we'll continue to see temperatures top out into the lower to middle 90s for the rest of the weekend into Monday. There is a chance for a few showers late in the weekend, but I'll take 20-30% over the 60-70% rain we were seeing, gosh, for a week. It seems like week and a half. We finally get things to calm down. And what, you know, like I said, these temperatures are going to be just a little bit above normal. Normal high right now, 92. So 94, very close to that.
Feels like it was longer than a week and a half, but it was consistently on and off raining for weeks though, right?
For a week, yeah, for sure. Week and a half, yeah. So glad to see just some dry weather. If you have outdoor plans you need to get done, be careful out in the heat, but you can get those done with the drier weather.
Absolutely. When it's impacting your commute or when it's impacting your weekend, you're definitely very aware of that rain when it's happening.
For sure.
When it's thundering before bedtime. That's great. I love that type. If we keep that coming. All right, thank you, Jeff. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app.
All right, it is now 7:20. AI is now helping Gen Z break up with their partners.
Yep, a new survey shows 41% of young adults have used artificial intelligence to craft breakup texts. Women are slightly more likely to use it than men, and they are not just using it for breakups. AI is also helping with dating bios, conversation starters, and even apologies. Some say that it makes dating easier and boosts confidence, but let's be real. The "it's not you, it's me" text can sound a little too robotic. ChatGPT offers a breakup text assistant where users can customize tone, relationships, length, and desired closure. You know, this is my thought. If someone's trying to break up with me using ChatGPT, I could use my ChatGPT to counteract that and say, hey, bring up some old stuff here. Let's make it a little messy on the way out.
You think you'd be able to tell if they're using AI or not, though?
It just depends.
Yeah.
It just depends. I think like the story said, something a little too robotic will definitely sound a little too robotic. I think you know whether or not it's authentic or not. So, if it's from me, it won't have any typos in it. That's definitely a red flag right there. All right, your morning coffee may offer more than just an early pick-me-up.
Yeah, scientists discovered it doesn't just perk up your brain, it also energizes your cells in a way that could slow down aging. Okay, that's according to new research from Queen Mary University of London. Researchers studying fission yeast tested the effects of caffeine, exposing the yeast to various forms of cellular stress. Not only did it extend the yeast's lifespan, it showed that caffeine overrides certain DNA damage checkpoints, allowing cells to continue functioning while repairing damage. So I need to start drinking some coffee is what you're doing. Yeah, you drink it every day.
Drink it black too. That's the way I like it. So we'll get you on that. Don't worry.
Okay. The trailer for the movie Project Hail Mary dropped, but it's apparently causing some controversy.
Yeah, it's based on an Andy Weir novel, and it's a sequel to the Matt Damon movie, The Martian. Take a look at this.
I put the knot in astronaut. I've never done anything. I've never done a space. I can't even moonwalk.
Ryan Gosling, he plays a middle school science teacher tasked with saving planet Earth, but apparently the trailer gives away a big twist from the book. People online are saying that if you don't want the movie spoiled, avoid the trailer. Project Hail Mary hits theaters in March. Looks good.
And we're taking a live look right now at Beaumont from your Roofing 911 Sky Cam. Your time is 7:22. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber will be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, We take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Christmas in July on 12 News Daybreak. All month long, we're giving you a chance to win big with our friends at Moody Gardens. Every Wednesday during the 6 a.m. hour, we're giving away tickets for a family of 4 to enjoy the attractions at Moody Gardens in Galveston. On Wednesday, July 23rd, we'll announce our grand prize winner. That includes your tickets, a night at the hotel, and a round of golf for one. To enter, head to 12newsnow.com/contest. Don't miss your chance to celebrate Christmas in July only on 12 News Daybreak.
Nice to see that the radar is really quiet out there this morning. We don't have anything going on. Not expecting any rain today. If we'd see anything at all, be just a blip on the radar, just an isolated shower here or there. But nice and quiet this morning. So heading out to work, you'll be fine for this morning. No problems. Just be careful on the roadway. Slow down out there, always. Light top on the inland lakes and bays for today. A southwesterly wind at 5 to 10 knots along the coast with seas about 2 feet. Next high tide is coming up here this morning at 9:22. We'll see another one at 9:53 for tonight. Our sunsets at about 8:21 for tonight. Our sunrise, of course, already passed at 6:19. Light chop in the lakes and bays. Water temperature at 85 there into the Gulf. You can see Texas Point right now. We're seeing generally kind of a west-northwesterly wind between 7 and 8 miles per hour. Forecast looking hot and dry, not only for the next couple of days, but looks like as we head towards the holiday as well. On Friday and going into your weekend. Now, there is a slight chance for some rain coming up, looks like early next week. Of course, we'll be talking about that in the next half hour. Give you a complete 7-day forecast in just a little bit.
All right, no decision yet. The fate of the Silsbee police chief remains uncertain. We've got more news and weather ahead. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on 12 News Daybreak. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. Your time now is 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. A South Texas man who drove to Beaumont looking for sex was sentenced to probation instead of prison time. Prosecutors say Paul Castillo from San Juan answered an online ad placed by Texas DPS agents during a human trafficking sting last December. Troopers were waiting when he showed up. Castillo pled guilty to solicitation yesterday. He was sentenced to 2 years of probation and a $500 fine.
And we are working to learn more about an ATM theft in Orange County. The thieves hit the MCT Credit Union on Highway 87 and made off with an entire ATM. Deputies, they recovered a truck on Batillo Road. The sheriff's office hasn't told us if any suspects have been arrested or how many people were involved.
Bridge City is mourning the loss of retired Fire Chief Charles Dickey Uzzle. He served as a volunteer for Bridge City Fire and Rescue for 24 years and served as chief for 4 of those years. There will be a graveside service tomorrow at Hillcrest Memorial Gardens. It starts at 10 a.m.
All right, let's take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network above. We've got Gator Country there on the screen. We've got Jeff Gerber standing on by right now. Tell us about today's forecast. How's it looking out there, Jeff?
Well,
there you
doesn't
are.
look like much, a whole lot. Looks like dirt. There was a gator here not too long ago. Then he slipped into the water and kind of moved out. So let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. And look around. Let's head over to the other side of Gator Country. And I'm sure, oh, camera switched. So I'm sure there's some gators somewhere around there. Here's what we're dealing with, these kind of dirty, milky looking skies. It's that Saharan dust that's moved into the area. It's good for keeping tropical development at bay, also helping keep some of these showers down, but it also gives you kind of that dirty looking sky, which I'll take this over that heavy rain we've been seeing here lately. Here's the view from Port Arthur, brought to you by Market Basket, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. As we take a look at temperatures out there for this morning, we're generally into the lower 70s to middle 70s. 75 in Port Arthur, 74 Silsbee and Woodville, then 73 in Beaumont, 73 in Kirbyville, and then Jasper currently at about 72. While we're dry, they're seeing wet weather out towards parts of West Texas. The Hill Country, Rio Grande Valley seeing some wet weather for this morning, up towards Wichita Falls, out towards parts of, Abilene, up towards Lubbock, seeing some scattered showers for this morning. So good moisture headed that direction. They need some rain out in West Texas. And we're pretty dry here in East Texas. I don't think we're going to see too much for today. Most of that scattered showers we've been seeing the last couple of days, those little showers coming off the coast, they're not there for this morning. So it looks like a dry forecast. Temperatures climbing through the 80s this morning. We'll get up into those lower 90s for this afternoon. 92 to about 94. Not out of the question today with a little bit of a southwesterly wind between about 3 and 8 miles per hour. Just partly cloudy skies. Now as we head towards the holiday on Friday, it looks like the weather there is going to be pretty good, especially for shooting off those firecrackers on Friday night. The big display downtown, we're looking at mostly clear skies, lower 80s, so looking good there, just a light south wind with little chance for any rain.
Thank you, Jeff. After an hour behind closed doors, Silsbee City Council members took no action last night against Police Chief Sean Blackwell. The meeting came exactly 1 week after the chief was arrested in the Texas Hill Country.
Yeah, council members have mostly been tight-lipped about the future of the chief with the city since his arrest. 12 News reporter Derek Jones in studio now with the latest on how the council has handed this issue over to the city manager. Hey, Derek.
Hey, Mark and Tia, that's right. At last night's meeting, Silsbee City Council made no decision on the employment status of Chief Sean Blackwell. The council decided to call a special meeting to discuss the situation after Chief Blackwell was arrested for public intoxication a week ago in Fredericksburg. Blackwell has been with the department for 23 years and was appointed chief in 2019 by City Manager Deanne Zimmerman. Now Zimmerman is being tasked with deciding what happens next. So far, she seems to be undecided on his future.
Negative, and then there's positive. He's been with us for a long time. We have to take that in consideration as well. He's done a very good job for the city, but we also understand that actions are necessary at times when warranted.
Zimmerman says she hopes to make a decision about the chief's future within the next week or so. The chief hasn't responded to our request for comment. We'll keep you updated as decisions are made regarding his appointment with the city of Silsbee. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek. Meanwhile, no action was taken in Vidor either, as that city is searching for a new city manager. Officials say that they are trying to choose between two candidates right now.
Now, they haven't said who is in the running, but we know they're both from Southeast Texas. Mayor Misty Sange says yesterday's meeting was a first step in filling the position. Chief Rod Carroll has served as interim city manager for months. After 8 years with the Vidor Police Department, he's leaving to take over as police chief in Nederland. He says he's excited to take on the role.
It's a great opportunity, larger city, being able to make a larger impact into the community.
Carroll will step into his new role on July 21st. You can read more about his plans for Nederland's Police Department on 12newsnow.com.
A large crowd came out to see former U.S. Congressman Beto O'Rourke in Beaumont last night. He hosted a town hall meeting at the IBEW Local 479. It was an opportunity for Southeast Texans to ask questions about state and federal issues. Now, Beto told us last night that he's committed to advocating for Texans, whether as a politician or just as a resident.
Over 700 Southeast Texans gathered to listen to his message for change, though it's still unclear whether he'll run for office again or not. In fact, he dodged direct questions about running for office, though he previously told the crowd in Tyler he'd follow the will of the people. While Beto may not be announcing a campaign for office, he says the idea is not off the table. Ahead of the 4th of July holiday, he's asking residents to recommit to the Constitution and remember the sacrifices we've made as a country. While he may be out of office right now, he says he's still an advocate pushing to get rid of nuclear weapons, get better health care for veterans, and end illegal ICE deportations.
If you aren't with the people of Orange and Port Arthur and Jasper, then you really have no business saying that you're going to fight and represent them, because you've never heard them in the first place to know what's most important to them. So by showing up, by listening to what people have to say, and then going out there and fighting for it, that's how we make people's lives better.
He says he also wants to increase minimum wage and teacher raises. He ended his speech by asking the National Democratic Party to wake up. And Beto has been holding these town halls across the state, especially in areas represented by a Republican in Congress.
Yeah, we're going to keep you updated on any decisions that he makes about running for office in the future. And Beaumont City Council members are going to consider buying a new ambulance today. The new unit would replace the one that was damaged in a crash back in May. Police said the driver of an SUV plowed into that ambulance, causing it to flip. A medic had to spend several days in the ICU. The new ambulance would cost the city more than $300,000.
Happening today in Port Neches, the city will begin converting its water treatment process to free chlorine disinfection. This will last through July 31st and is required per the TCEQ. Officials say you may notice a slight change in your water's taste or smell, but it is safe to drink and use as normal.
Now to some nationwide headlines. The man accused of killing 4 Idaho college students in 2022, he has changed his plea. Brian Koberger agreed to a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. His trial was set to begin in August. Koberger is accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students in their sleep. Prosecutors say that his DNA was on the knife found near one of the victims. A hearing on the plea deal is set for tomorrow. And jury deliberations in Sean Diddy Combs' trial, they got off to a rocky start yesterday. Within 2 hours, juries sent a note to the judge saying that the group was worried that one of the jurors doesn't follow the judge's instructions. Well, the judge sent a note back reminding them that their duty is to deliberate on a verdict. Combs faces sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
Now to a dramatic rescue at sea. A Disney cruise rescue boat racing to a father and daughter after the girl fell overboard. The dad jumped in to try and save his little girl. ABC's Victor Oquindo has the story.
Dramatic moments on the high seas. Rescue boats racing to a father and daughter who went overboard. The pair treading choppy waters. Watch as the crew on that small yellow boat from the Disney Dream pulls the two on board. The Disney ship was returning to Fort Lauderdale Sunday after a 4-night Bahamian cruise. Passengers tell us the girl somehow fell off and her dad jumped in after her. Gail Merrick was on board and heard from other passengers the girl fell from the 4th floor deck.
I just saw a bunch of the staff running outside on the 4th floor deck and I figured something had happened.
An emergency code for man overboard went out on the ship's intercom and the crew immediately went into rescue mode.
I think it was really heroic. I mean, he jumped in after her and they were treading water and he was just holding on to her.
Passengers thankful this wasn't worse.
I felt sick to my stomach. I had goosebumps the whole time and I don't think I breathed until they returned to the ship. We all cheered.
That ship is now docked back in Florida, Disney praising the crew for their swift actions.
Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
Still ahead on Daybreak, a fireworks stand owner in Texas shows a little grace after losing thousands during a robbery right before the 4th of July. Plus, the work continues on Trump's big, beautiful bill, the recent moves from Texas lawmakers. It is now 7:40.
And a much drier forecast, but a hotter forecast as well as we head towards the holiday. We'll look at your forecast through the next 7 days coming up.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m.
We bring you the latest breaking news.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
Are you looking for qualified employees? You'll find them at the 12 News Job Fair, Thursday, July 24th at the MCM Elegante from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Collect applications, do initial job screenings, or hold complete interviews. The 12 News Job Fair is attended by hundreds of applicants ready to work. Call 409-833-7512 to find out how you can be a part of the 12 News Job Fair, July 24th at the MCM Elegante. Reserve your booth today.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with another hurricane tip, protecting yourself against damaging wind. Secure or bring inside outdoor items such as lawn furniture and trash cans to prevent them from endangering property or people. Trim or remove trees close enough to fall on your home and protect windows with permanent storm shutters or sheeting. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. U.S. senators still working on the so-called big, beautiful bill covering Trump administration policies and changes, from tax breaks and spending cuts to national defense spending and deportations. Yesterday, Republicans voted down Democratic amendments that would have struck parts of the bill, reducing funding for rural hospitals, food stamps, and Medicaid. Yesterday, Democratic members of the Texas House urged Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz to reject the bill or at least stop SNAP and Medicaid cuts. A coalition of 46 Democrats sent a letter to the senators saying in part, quote, "We urge you to reject these devastating cuts that would leave Texans hungry, sick, and economically vulnerable." Meanwhile, Senator Cornyn is supporting the bill and criticizing Democrats for blocking his amendment. He wanted to punish states that give Medicaid benefits to those in the country illegally who are convicted or charged with crimes. He called those Democrats, quote, disgusting. Now, if the Senate passes the bill, members of the House are expected to vote on it as soon as tomorrow. Republican Congressman Michael McCall from Austin says he's a yes.
What I'm voting for is a border security measure, $80 billion, $12 billion to reimburse states like mine. I'm voting for $150 billion that will go to our Department of Defense at a time when we saw with Iran is desperately needed. The world is on fire. Eastern Europe, Indo-Pacific, and then the tax cuts. I mean, if we don't extend these tax cuts, it'll be the largest tax increase in American history. For those three reasons, I'm a yes.
President Trump has asked Congress for weeks to get the bill to his desk by July 4th.
Outside, we've been seeing this kind of a milky looking sky, and that's basically because we have a lot of dust in the air. That's the Saharan dust we've been talking about. And it's not only down towards the coast, but all the way up into the lakes. And we're going to see it for the next few days. A big patch of it came in across the Atlantic, and now we have it overhead. So it's that hazy looking sky out there. Love to see the nice crystal blue skies, but that's not going to be the case for the next few days. We're going to be dealing with this hazy kind of stuff. This is, of course, Jasper, brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Temperatures out there, Jasper right now, one of the cooler spots at 73, also Kirbyville at 73, 74 through Beaumont, also Woodville, 75, Silsbee, Port Arthur, and then showing 82 in Orange right now. A lot of active weather across the state of Texas, just not here in East Texas. Pretty quiet here. You can see this front kicking off some showers over towards, Wichita Falls, down towards parts of West Texas. And then we have a surge of moisture coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, right up the Rio Grande Valley for this morning, from Del Rio down to Brownsville. They're getting rain this morning, some of it a little bit on the heavy side, most of it just to the south of San Antonio, but the hill country is starting to get some rain now. Like I said, all those places need some rain, so good news for them. At least they're seeing a little bit of rain for this morning. Our futurecast showing temperatures climbing out of the 70s pretty quickly here. We'll jump into the 80s, and by lunchtime we'll be around 90. We're expecting highs around 93, 94 today, 94 up towards the lakes. And our futurecast trying to show a shower here or there, and we could see something isolated, but coverage is going to be very low for today. As we head towards this evening, 80s throughout the evening, so if you're out walking the dog, maybe heading out to do a little walking, something like that, make sure you take a bottle of water with you, stay hydrated. It's going to be very warm and humid. Speaking of warm and humid, in the tropics, we're looking at area disturbed weather possibly over Florida as we go towards the weekend. Hurricane Center says about a 20% chance of maybe something developing in this part of the country as we head towards, looks like maybe this weekend, early next week. Won't be affecting Southeast Texas, of course, but travel plans, some folks heading over maybe towards Florida for the holiday weekend. Keep an eye on what's going on as far as the tropics. Our forecast for today, just partly cloudy, highs with 93, like I said, 94, a little bit of a southwesterly wind, and then tonight back down into the middle 70s, lower 70s towards the lakes with partly cloudy skies. 70 forecast shows dry weather through Saturday. That includes Friday, of course, the 4th. Look at these numbers, 92, 93, 94, all the way through Saturday. Sunday into Monday, we bring in a rain chance. Not going to be a big one there. About 20 to 30% for Sunday into Monday. But overall, it looks like a much drier forecast, which is good. We need to dry out a little bit from all the rain that we've gotten over the last week and a half, 2 weeks or so.
Which one of y'all barbecuing? Or who's buying it? Don't barbecue, buy it.
What? Did that make any sense?
Yeah, go to the barbecue shack, buy you some barbecue, and then, heat up your grill when you get home and just throw it on top of it real quick and be like, hey, come on over, look what I cooked.
If you don't want to barbecue for the 4th, then bring me to go buy something.
We should go to Tia's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom know how to throw down.
Okay, we're definitely going to Tia's.
She watching too.
You're going to your mom's house?
I'm going.
Yeah.
Did you say we?
No, we're all going.
Yeah. You're driving?
Yeah, she throws out.
She watching.
All right,
She's going to send a text too.
It's going to be a great 4th of July. Party at Tia's house. All right, Jeff, we'll check back in with you on all that soon. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. It's got all that information right there. And that, of course, is our 12 News weather app. And as for the 4th of July celebrations, they're starting to kick off across Texas. A fireworks stand owner just south of Fort Worth was robbed right before the holiday.
Yeah, despite the setback, he's choosing grace. Adriana De Alba with our sister station in Dallas breaks down what happened.
Days before the 4th of July, Johnny Fireworks is bustling with excitement.
This is a celebration of our country. Not supposed to really be able to cut into this stuff. But
Friday morning,
and we're like, whoa, there's locks on the ground cut. Just barely cut this one.
The opposite happened.
It's kind of putting a gray cloud over things right now.
Surveillance video from the Crowley fireworks stand shows someone in a pickup truck back in, walk to the stand, then drive off. The truck bed fully stocked with the most valuable fireworks.
What this feels like is that we have a big birthday party and someone an hour before the party came and took the cake and the presents. This is a 200-gram finale. So this is Sky King, sparklers, fountains, Roman candles.
He estimates the loss.
If you're determined and you're here a half hour, you can get that in a truck.
Was in the tens of thousands.
So he's able to just use it like a door.
His stand left damage.
Where he dinged in here.
A big hit.
Yeah, it's hard to even talk about.
Why is it hard?
For the family-run business Jonathan Cook built around fun.
It hurts. People don't see the 11 months in between 4th of July's that we pour our heart and soul into this with a huge team. We love this company, and for someone not to even care. And
The Tarrant County Sheriff's Office is investigating
he took all lucky stuff.
rather than focus on what was stolen.
Joy comes in the morning.
This owner chooses to spread kindness.
You know, I don't know any other way than to choose grace for people that are in a situation like this man is in. I feel for him. First thing I went to was prayer for him.
This July 4th, he's turning a mess into his message. In Tarrant County, I'm Adriana Dalb.
Nice story there. Our producer first noticed the story on Facebook, and what caught her eye was the owner's post.
Yeah, it really is a testament to his outlook on all of this. And here are some of those excerpts from that Facebook post. To the person who broke into our fireworks stand, thank you. Your actions reminded me of something bigger. People are hurting, and when someone risks everything to steal under the cover of darkness, well, they probably don't need punishment as much as they need help. So if you're reading this, I want to offer you $200 cash as a small act of grace to help you get back on your feet. And he's certainly assuming that these folks really needed some help there.
You know, like we said, it really does make you think about perspective. He could have chose to be angry. He could have chose to not even give whoever that did this money, but he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person, and I'm gonna give you some cash.
Absolutely. No, that's certainly a testament right there on how we should all be acting.
Money Matters, sponsored by Gulf Credit Union.
Parents are already preparing for back-to-school shopping. A survey shows 1 in 5 shoppers plan to use AI tools to find online deals this year. The biggest cost? New technology. About 25% of parents plan to spend about $500, which is about the same as what a lot of families spent per kid last year.
I'd be interested to see, to make sure that those prices line up with what the AI told you. All right, well, when 12 News Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush hour. We had an excited gator there pulling up to the dock. Too bad we turned away at the last moment. All right, your time is 7:52. We're going to be right back.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue,
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. Sponsored by Sabine Equipment.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back to Daybreak on 12 News Plus. Just about to turn 7:55 right now, and it's time for your morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Silsbee City Council members took no action last night against Police Chief Sean Blackwell after he was arrested for public intoxication last week in Fredericksburg. City Manager Deanne Zimmerman will decide what happens next. She says she hopes to make a decision within a week or so. The chief hasn't responded to our requests for comment.
And no action was taken in Vidor either on a new city manager for their city. Officials say that they are trying to choose between two candidates. They haven't said who they are, but they are both from Southeast Texas. Also, Chief Rod Carroll, the longtime police chief, who has also been serving as interim city manager for Vidor for the past several months, he is leaving now to take over as police chief in Nederland on July 21st.
7-day forecast showing just hot and dry as we head towards holiday on Friday and then into the weekend on Saturday. So just be careful out in the heat. We have lots of dry weather to move in through the area. Some of that sear and dust making it hazy out there. We will see about a 20-30% chance of rain Sunday into Monday, but that's towards the end of the day on Sunday, so most of your holiday weekend will be over, so looking pretty good there. If you're heading out to the fireworks display on a Friday night, right now looking great, mostly clear, some lower 80s, light south winds, a small chance for an isolated shower. That's about it.
Check this out, 2 brown bears escaped their enclosure at a wildlife park in the UK. They ate a week's worth of honey, then passed out. The bears, Lucy and Mish, Mark and Jeff, apparently didn't pose a real threat, but officials say park visitors did have to be escorted to a secure building until the bears were done pigging out. It just looks, it's just like y'all, just greedy.
Why not Yogi and Boo Boo?
I never watched that show.
It's so good. It's classic, isn't it?
I'll tell you, after I eat, that's what I'm
know.
I'm just out.
Too much honey. I'm the same way. All right. Thanks for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus.
I'll be back here at midday. Tune in at 11 a.m.
Have a great day.